Okay, in this video we'll be looking at how you effectively plan for the written task in the exam. You'll have about an hour in the exam to complete the written task, which means you should spend 5 to 10 minutes planning your answer. This is a really important time because it allows you to get all your ideas out and structure them and organise them, as well as hopefully completing the task to the best of your ability. Okay, plan should be effective, it should be smart, therefore it should be brief, so short stuff. You don't want to spend too much time on it and you don't want to write too much. Be to the point, so you're not just waffling on about other stuff. Make sure you are covering what the task asks you to do. It should also be useful. It should be something that you can look at and then at a glance know exactly what you need to add to your written response. Okay, there are 3 different ways you're going to look at today. Okay, first one is bullet points. Bullet points are good because it allows you to get your ideas down very quickly, but also allows you to structure them. A downside is that it can be quite hard not to put too much information to a bullet point, which will waste your time. So it is about making sure they are brief and they are to the point. Okay, in this example, it says write a letter to the local council arguing for more sports clubs for young people in your area. Okay, at the start you always need to work out your purpose, your audience and your form. So the purpose here is arguing, the audience here is the local council, and the form is a letter. So as you're arguing, you will need to give both sides. You need to talk about the fors and the againsts. So in the example at the bottom, you've got 3 bullet points under for. For example, fitness levels will rise, while you've got 2 under against, the fact that it might cost way too much. In this example, straight away, you've already got 5 key points that you can include in your assessment. Here's another example of how you can use bullet points. In this one, it says write an article for a teenage website informing readers of the dangers of smoking. So again, we've got the purpose being informing, the audience being teenagers, and the form being an article. I have put down 4 examples of paragraphs that I might want to use. So for example, health risks, peer pressure, the cost of the teenager, and the fact that the habit is uncool. What bullet pointing allows me to do is to take health risks and to start to organise my ideas for that paragraph. So for example, I might want to cover the fact that it leads to death. I then want to talk about the fact that smoking causes cancer, also heart disease, and then just generally about bad breath and rotting gums. Straight away there I have an organised paragraph, key idea and other stuff that I'd like to include. So as you can see, bullet points are quite useful to help you structure your ideas. Also, health risks, probably the most important thing to cover. So straight away, that is the first paragraph I lead with. Peer pressure, second, cost of teenager, third, and the habit is uncool, fourth. So I'm leading with my most powerful or most important information at the start. Okay, the second option is spider diagrams. Spider diagrams allow you to get your main points down quite quickly. The downside is that it takes a longer period of time than when you use bullet points to create an effective spider diagram. So you may not have enough time, or you may not get down enough points. Okay, looking at the same tasks as we did initially, writing a letter to the local council. Again, the example here is that you've got the fors and the against. For a good example is fitness, or the fact that kids might use it for social networking, or the against is cost too much and whether there's enough space. Straight away again, key ideas. However, these ideas are not particularly developed. They are just, I will write a paragraph about fitness, or I might write a paragraph about the cost. Here's another example, okay, writing a leaflet for parents in which you persuade them about online social networking from a specific point of view. Okay, so if I'm writing a leaflet to parents in which I'm trying to persuade them, I might write about the negatives of social networking. So for example, if I'm talking about negatives, I might want to talk about bullying, then I might want to talk about how easy it is to abuse or be rude to people. The fact that actually it's a bit of a waste of time spending time on social networking, and then maybe also paedophilia. So straight away, I start to get a general idea of what I want to cover in my written task. But as I said, it's not particularly developed. However, it is easy to structure your ideas from this. So for example, with this task, I think paedophilia would be the most important thing to introduce. So I'll have that as my first paragraph. Whilst because I'm talking to parents, wasting time, therefore not doing homework or getting worse grades and not studying is quite important. So that might become my second paragraph. Of the other 2, cyberbullying is important, so maybe I have that as number 3, whilst the easier to be rude and abuse people is important, but maybe not as important as the other 3, so it might sit there as my 4th paragraph. So straight away I've not got my key ideas and the structure. One way of turning a spider diagram into a way that's kind of more developed and it may help you more, is by turning it into a mind map. Okay, because this allows you to take your ideas and put additional information leading off from the main points in a logical and organised manner. Again, similar to spider diagrams, they do take longer to organise, so it is a choice. It's up to you. However, because you're writing down so much and you're getting all your key ideas logically organised, it does mean that you've done a lot of the work before you started. So for example, at the bottom, fitness is one of your key points. So you want to talk about how a sports club in the local area would help lower the obesity levels of many young people in the area. Straight away, you know that one of your paragraphs is going to be about fitness, and you know that you're going to spend time talking about obesity levels and how it would help lower that. So it's doing a lot of the work already for you. Okay, here's another example. Okay, again, looking back at the writing a leaflet for parents, saying, okay, one of my ideas was cyberbullying. Coming off of that, I know that I could talk about how it's easier to bully people online. I could talk about the fact that bullying online leads to depression and suicide, and then I can talk about how the bullying is following the child from school to home. People can now bully people in their own homes on social networking sites. Straight away, I've got my key point of what my paragraph's going to be about, cyberbullying, and at least 3 key ideas I want to talk about. So as you can see, it's quite a developed way of planning the task. However, if I had 4 or 5 main topics that I wanted to talk about, this would take quite a while to do. Okay, so it is more developed, but there's a playoff on time. Okay, so we've gone through 3 key ways. You've got your bullet points, which are quick, easy to organise, but need to be brief and to the point. You've got spider diagrams, which allow you to organise your ideas very quickly and the main points, but maybe aren't particularly developed. And then you've got mind maps, which are developed quite a lot of detail, and that means that you've done quite a lot of the legwork for your task already, but do take quite a bit of time to write in an effective manner. Okay, but it is up to you, and it is a choice you make. You need to choose whichever one you're most comfortable with.